So the picture that opens my video segments is taken on Highway 72, which is the back road from Capulin Volcano to Raton. Raton was the third place I stopped as I started traveling the country in my RV. I called my dad as I was driving there, and he asked if I was going to the racetrack. I didn't understand exactly what he meant at the time, but he quickly explained that his uncle used to drive up Borger, Texas, and would spend weekends at Raton betting on the horses. But I looked up, and the racetrack in Raton had long since closed. Along with it did many of the roadside motels in the area. This town has definitely seen better days. But there are a few things going for it. The first thing I recommend is that you stop at the visitor center in town. You can quickly gather travel info on all of the stops in New Mexico. This is also a stop for the Southwest Chief Amtrak train. I really need to take some of these train trips in case the government decides to shut them down. Finally, I would suggest that you check out the Schuler Theater website to see what events are happening in this beautiful theater. As you leave Raton and drive west, you will come to the Capulin Volcano National Monument. If you have a National Parks Pass, this will allow you to get in and see the monument. Otherwise, there is a small fee. Check in at the ranger station, and you may have to wait as there is limited parking at the top. Once at the top of the road, there is a trail around the rim of the volcano if you wish to hike it. The views are spectacular in all directions. The last town in New Mexico on this stretch of highway is Clayton. Not that there's much on this stretch of highway. This is one of the more isolated places in America, in my opinion. But there you can stay at the Hotel Eckland, which opened in 1894. There is also an old trading post that has an ornate dragon coming out of the front of the building. Seems like a quaint little town. Since I registered my truck and trailer in Texas, I have to go back there every year and have them inspected. Because of this, I ended up spending a few days in Dalhart, Texas. There are a couple of restaurants here that I recommend. The first is the Red Baron, which is a good breakfast place that is located at the airport. The other place is the X10 in Texas, or I've seen it called the XIT Woodfire Grill. I've eaten at both and highly recommend them. Another place I've seen talked about is the Grill, which I'll have to try the next time I pass through this area. But the neat place to go see is the XIT Museum. This gives you a history of the area and information on the XIT Ranch. It is there that I found about the annual XIT Rodeo Reunion and the world's largest free barbecue. The reports are that they feed 20,000 people for this. I hope to check it out someday. As you approach Amarillo, you will come to the Boys Ranch. If you've ever gotten a donation request in the mail from Cal Farley's Boys Ranch, this is the place. This is a non-profit established to support at-risk children from 5 to 18. It is out in the middle of nowhere. I have received mailings from them several times, but I didn't know where they were until I started driving this part of the country. It appears they also have free RV parking there, so it might be worth checking that out. And I end this road trip kind of like I started it, with horse racing at the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum. This is an incredibly beautiful building with sculptures and all sorts of artwork. The interesting thing that I found out here was about the All-American Futurity. This is where quarter horses race 440 yards to see who is the fastest. I think the equivalent would be the 100-yard dash for humans. The Futurity now has a total purse of $3 million. I would love to see how this compares to the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, or Belmont. Thank you all for your time. Please subscribe and share this with your friends.